Yeah, alright. Green Bay faithful, talking with me on a chase to a Super Bowl. Bears still suck, let me let you know. We're the kings, bringing trophies home. Cheeseheads, me living this. Victory tastes sweeter than licorice. Got that Lamborghini spirit. Opponents just fear it. Y'all can hear it now.
What is up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. I'm here with my guy Eric, known on Instagram as Ivan Lars. We're gonna do some trivia for Cheeseheads.
Yeah, it's great. That's a great dance you did. I think I remember that dance.
Oh yeah, you
In front
were
of the rings.
you recorded some of that.
I think I did. Well, at least
Yeah.
I'm in there somewhere, so I matter. There you go.
I gotta update the intro. I like to keep it fresh, but
You look
we'll
good.
give people some time to join if they want to, and then so we got a new game, or actually it's not a new game, but it's a game I've been working on. Trivia for Cheesehead. My guy Kevin set all this up, and I believe that there will be a QR code on the screen, and people can actually click the QR code or go to the website and answer the questions there, and then they'll be on a leaderboard. So that's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, that's great. Hopefully, people get on here.
Yeah, and then also you can hammer the chat. We'll go through the questions. There is a timer, so we'll have to keep it moving, but it's not too short. So we'll talk about it, see what people say in the chat, and just talk about it amongst yourself if people ain't hammering the chat too much. You know what I mean? But let's let's test this thing. I forgot to tell Kevin I was doing this. I think he wanted to watch because it's his. But here we go. Look at that. We got a little background there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see. It looks nice.
Looks pretty good right there. All right, so let's start this game. Come over here. Oh, where's the mouse here? Start game. All right, first, maybe I got to reset game first. Oh, here we go. Join the game, trivia for cheeseheads.com, or else you can tap that QR code. Big shout out to the sponsors of the show, Quick Trip and Nicolay Law. But yeah, so there's the QR code. It'll be on the screen throughout the show, and also you can go to trivia, the number 4 cheeseheads.com. And
I want to give a shout out to Quick Trip's flatbread ham and cheese. Man, that stuff rocks.
Yeah,
I've been hammering those things.
Just inhaling those things, huh?
They're great.
Yeah, I had to head over there to check those out. But we got Karen tapping in. Howdy from Belfair, Washington, I believe that is. Here on YouTube. What's up, Karen? How you doing? Checking on YouTube. I appreciate that. Are you ready to play, Karen? Are you ready to play? Whether you're tapping in on the QR code or just going to hammer in the comments, let's have some fun. And keep in mind, I just woke up like a half hour ago. I took a nap and I slept in. Supposed to wake up at 5, woke up at like 6:30. My wife's like, aren't you supposed to be downstairs? I was like, uh-oh. But now I am. Here we go. All right, which former Packers there's a typo there. Which former Packers kicker wore number 13 and booted 17 50-plus yard field goals during his 8 seasons with the franchise? What do you think there, Eric?
Chris Jackie.
Yeah, so here's what it's going to go. I'm going to put my answer, but I want everyone in the chat hammer away. And also, like I said, you can get up on this QR code, go triviaforcheeseheads.com, and you could be on the leaderboard and whatnot. What's up, Ryan? How you doing? But we got this timer. You see the timer over on the far left there, Eric?
Yep.
This is kind of an easy question, but
that's the easy one.
This will be the time that we talk about what we think. But I think we both agree on this one. And watch the graphics right here. Wait for it, Eric. All right, when the timer runs out. And a second now. Here we go. Holy shnikes.
That's great. You can never get enough Chris Farley on any trivia show, ever.
Never. So, okay. So Kevin's on the leaderboard at 887. I think that.
All right, Kevin.
That was from our first time playing, I believe. I don't think he's here right now, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe he is. Which Packers player had the most sacks as a Green Bay Packer? Is it Clay Matthews? Is it Reggie White, Tim Harris, or Bryce Pulp? What do you think,
I'm gonna,
Eric?
well, I'm gonna say Clay, the Clay maker.
Yeah, I think he isn't that what he's known for? He
Yeah.
leads
And
the
his
league in
golden
steals.
locks, and his golden
Yeah,
locks of hair.
and his golden locks. I think this time we're tweaking, but I got a comment. I think that is actually is Kevin. What did you set the number of rounds to? Oh, I think I might only have 3 rounds. We might have to. We'll do this first. I might have screwed up there, Eric.
Well, that's all right.
See,
We can start over.
if it ends, we'll just start over and do it
Yeah.
again. This will be like the test round. But here we go. So the player who had the most sacks in Green Bay Packer history, I think it's Clay Matthews. Wait for this time to run out, and holy shnikes, it is Clay Matthews. So we are very smart with
Wow.
what
Yep.
what I'm seeing here.
Yep. And I don't even have the answers. I only have a Pabst
All right.
Light.
Karen's tapping in. She's at she got 176. There you go, Karen. I like to see people
Karen,
eventually
I
I
hope
want to do this
Karen
every
wins.
week.
I'm pulling for Karen.
Which of the following Packers players did not wear 99? John Dorsey, Bruce Gaston, Christian Ringo, Gabe Wilkins. Which of the following Packers players did not wear number 99? What do you think, Eric? Do you know these
Christian
numbers?
Wingo.
Christian
Christian
Ringo?
Wingo. Yep.
What
I know
number?
for sure Dorsey and Gabe Wilkins did. So I'm
We're
going to go with
Ringo.
Ringo.
Maybe the Ringo HO, baby.
Yeah.
I'm going to lock that in right there. And if you're playing along, be sure to lock it in. Timer's down. I don't know how to say what the timer's doing because it's like a big number, but it's going fast. But we got just a little bit more time. And if you're just tapping in, you can go to triviaforcheeseheads.com and be part of the game and be on the leaderboard. And how about Gabe Wilkins is
Gabe
the correct
Wilkins. Oh, he
answer.
wore number 98. Dang.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, no, I'm just a visual experience there. Sorry. My bad.
I had no idea. So you had some idea. It was the wrong idea. All right, so Kevin, it says here.
Kevin wins the small round.
Yeah.
The fake round.
We're gonna start this over. This kind of like getting like that first beer, you know what I mean?
Yeah. He's got the consolation round, the beginning round. We'll get for real now.
And I gotta figure out how to reset this. I think it has a timer.
Hang in there, Kevin. Matt is a technical guru. He knows.
All right. We'll go like 6 rounds.
All right.
Is that okay? So here we go. We're gonna start this off again. Here we go. Hopefully, Karen's still in it. I don't think it should change anything. We will see. But here's the first question: what is the name of official mascot of Green Bay Packers? Packer Pete, Bucky Badger, Billy Badger. None of these.
None of these.
Yeah, I don't.
None of these. I'm gonna hand draw. Yeah, none of these.
Yeah, they don't have a mascot. They have a whole bunch of
wannabe mascots.
Yeah, we have whatever.
I not wannabes, but they're on the outside, right? They're not officially a Packer mascot. We have Hulkamania, the Packalorian. They're everywhere.
No, yeah, we don't need the official dude running around by the end zone. I was thinking football. It's weird when they have like the mascots running around and they're like, oh, when they miss a field goal. I always feel like the teams that do that, they got to add a little extra entertainment because
like that Philadelphia thing, whatever that is with that weird nose. Yeah. The Eagles thing. I don't even know what that is.
So here we go. That is correct. None of these. That was kind of an easy one. Round one, you gotta make it easy. The thing is too with the scoring on this, it's based on the level of toughness on the question. You know what I mean?
Yep, I got you.
Kevin's got it all figured out. So here we go. Round 2. Who was the first Green Bay Packers player to win the NFL MVP award? Aaron Rodgers, Paul Hornung, Bart Starr, or Brett Favre?
Paul Hornung.
Was it Paul Hornung. Yeah, I think that obviously that's the only question. Which one of these two? But we're gonna go with Paul Hornung. What do you think, chat? Karen says, "Ha, dude, I don't know any of these. That's why I have Eric on, so I can force him to give an answer." So I don't know.
Yeah, Paul Hornung is out of the University of Notre Dame. He was the MVP. He scored the most points in the NFL, and I forget what season. I think it was the 1961 season. He scored the most points in the NFL.
There you go. Yeah, I knew he had some baller seasons. Kevin says scoring is based on how fast you answer. Yeah, so it's how fast, and I think maybe that's it. So here we go. The timer ticks down. We're gonna see who is right, who is wrong, who will stand, who will fall. All dramatic. That is correct. Paul Hornung was the first Green Bay Packer player to win the NFL MVP.
And he also kicked. He was also a kicker.
Yeah, he did everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just like, bro, get on the field. You're a football player. There's football happening. You do it all. So here we go. Round 3. Which quarterback holds a record for most passing yards in a season of the Green Bay Packers? So most passing yards in a season by a Green Bay Packer. Who's that going to be? Bart Starr, Lynn Dickey, Brett Favre, or Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, I think it's Lynn Dickey.
You think it's Lynn Dickey? Most passing yards. How many yards was that? Because back then, wasn't the top in the league was Dan Marino for a lot of years.
Yeah, but 5, I think Lynn Dickey was at 5,400. I think for some reason he still holds that record. I might be wrong. If it's not him, it's going to be Rodgers.
Yeah, my guess is Rodgers, but we're going to go Lynn Dickey because that's what Eric says. And if he's wrong, we can all make fun of him.
No, I'm ready for it. But I love that guy. Just for a fact, I have a Lynn Dickey picture right there. Yeah. There he is. Yep, love the Lynn Dickey.
Correct answer is Aaron Rodgers, though. So you were wrong on that. I got to get a sound effect too. It's like,
well, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to really look that up and see where the difference is. I don't think it's too far away though.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was a baby in the 80s. You know what I mean?
I wasn't.
Round 4. After Green Bay won a 3rd straight championship, the NFL added a championship game. What was the first year to have a championship game? So after Green Bay won a 3rd straight championship, the NFL added a championship game. Which was the first year for a championship game? I had to read that one twice. You know what I mean?
Yep.
All right, so we got 1930, 1931, 1932, or 1933.
33.
So what were the years? Is it 33? Yeah, because you just got to do the math, really.
Yep. 33, though. It was 33. Because if you look at the World Championships, 33 is in there, too.
Yeah. So there you go. So 1933, where the timer ticks down.
I've got to be right on this one.
You got to be right, because you're not looking.
If not, I'm going to drink a beer.
I ain't going to lie.
I'm going to drink a beer if I'm wrong.
We'll make him chug it. The correct answer, 1932.
Damn it.
Oh, my goodness. As Eric is wrong yet again.
Twice. And I'm sober. I'm only on my 2nd beer, people. So yeah. I don't know what happened.
I'm on no beer. That's why I don't know any of the answers.
All right. Now I'm going to get back on track now. My bad.
No, we got it. All right. So round 5. I should have done more rounds again. What Hall of Fame offensive lineman wore the number 75 for 15 seasons in Green Bay, but had to wear number 79 for the final season with Dallas in 1971? We got Jerry Kramer, Cal. Dude, I don't like when I get
Cal Hubbard.
Yeah, there you go. I got someone's name wrong before, and we're like, "Oh, are you a Packer fan?" We got.
He was the first player though ever entered in the Pro Football Hall of Fame from the Packers. Cal Hubbard.
Oh no, can't see. I'm not historian, but you think it's Forrest Gregg?
Forrest Gregg. And what's the other choice? I can't see that. I'm taking a look there in the corner.
Mike.
It's Forrest Gregg.
Yeah, there you go, dude. All right. Oh yeah, we got to hit a button here. So Forrest Gregg. Yes, I think Karen's having trouble logging in on here. We're gonna do a lot more of these, but here we go. Correct answer is Forrest Gregg, as Eric pulls himself out of the hole.
Yes, back in my good graces.
We got some good graphics on that too. You see that little Patrick Swayze in there with
with Chris. Yeah. That was a great episode on Saturday Night Live. I love that Chippendales episode.
That classic. I scored 825 points in my career and revolutionized the position of wide receiver. Is it Joel Mason, Ray Riddick, Don Hudson, or Harry Jakunski? Is that how you say that name?
Oh, yeah, it is, but it's Don Hudson. Let's just be clear.
Oh, yeah. It's very much Don Hudson.
Don Hudson.
We've been talking about Don Hudson this offseason a little bit. I feel like he's not giving his props. Some people think I give him too much props, and obviously I'm correct. That's just how that works.
Don Hudson, for his time, he was incredible. He was Jerry Rice times two for the time and where it was happening. He was unstoppable.
Yeah, he was. People talk about like, well, he was playing against this, he was playing against that, but they had like 2 rules back then.
Yeah,
you just couldn't murder people. Like they could tear you up.
They could hold you. They could punch you in the face, getting off the line of scrimmage. They could do everything.
So here we go. Holy shnikes! The correct answer is Don Hudson.
Good old number 14.
Oh, my phone. See, that's what I don't like. You're just doing regular stuff, and all of a sudden Siri chimes in. She's like, "What's going on? What are we doing?" I'm like, "This isn't about you, Siri."
Yeah, she needs to stop.
All right, I should have done more rounds. You want to do a few more rounds?
I'm down for a few more rounds.
There we go. We'll do a few more rounds, and then I can use this to test, so I kind of figure out how many rounds we need. This is a nice little test trial run. You know what I mean? Eric?
All right. Yeah. Is there a bathroom break allowed?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'll be right back. Everybody hang tight. Check out my stuff.
I hope they go to the bathroom right here. Check out my stuff.
Well, I didn't feel like that.
All right, so we'll do an extra 3 rounds. That should be good. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, no. Okay, we're good here. All right, so, folks, if you go to triviaforcheeseheads.com, you can join the game, for people who are just joining us, and or you can use the QR code right there. But this is kind of like a test trial run we're doing, and then I'll do more shows like this, and where people can interact, whether it's just commenting or being in the leaderboard, and maybe if people are in the leaderboard for so long, I'll do some giveaways and whatnot. I think that'll be cool. Donnie, Miss Chris Farley, legend, go Pack. Oh, yeah, dude, Chris Farley, to me, is the funniest human to ever live. And there's a lot of funny people in the world, but Chris Farley was just, anytime you put a camera in his face, that dude was on. Kevin says, YouTube is quite a bit behind from when the game plays. Oh, yeah, so that would be a problem. It's gonna be hard for people to answer if there's like a lag or whatever.
Do you want me to call YouTube? You want me to send them, get them straight?
Yeah, dude. Let them know that we ain't playing around over here.
No.
But yeah. So that'll make it harder for people on YouTube to do it. But anyways, we're gonna hammer out a few more rounds here, gonna kind of test this out and get the vibe. And you get any more wrong, we're gonna slime you like back in those MTV shows.
For reals? All right.
Did the Green Bay Packers ever have a season without a loss? Yes or no? Have they ever went undefeated? And, they got a long history, so, that goes way back, I assume. Have the Packers ever had a season without a loss, Eric?
Yes.
They did. When was that? You remember? Were you alive?
Yeah, I wasn't alive, but I believe it was 1921, but they had a tie, so they weren't undefeated.
Okay, they just didn't have a loss. All right, that's the wording. Without a loss. So we're going to go with yes on here. I have no idea. Eric's been alive throughout the history of the Packers.
Not that. Come on. Only since the 70s, maybe. Early 70s, late 60s.
Ooh, now that's the people that the kids call now the late 1900s. Talking about
I'm known as what do they call him? I'm a boomer.
All right, the correct answer is yes. Did the Green Packers ever have a season without a loss? Yes, they did. So there you go. And Eric thinks it was what do you say, 1921?
I'd say 21 or 22. I can't remember, but yeah, They had they had a tie. Yeah.
Okay, so next question, round 2. What number did Don Hudson wear? Number
14.
2, 3, 14, or 16? That is obviously 14. We'll hammer that down.
Yep.
Don Hudson,
retired a long time ago.
GOAT. So we got this timer right here. Who's your top 3 Packers all-time players?
All time for me, Lynn Dickey, Brett Favre, Reggie White.
There you go. Lynn Dickey, Favre, and Reggie White. And yeah, not a lot of people.
Rodgers was incredible, but he was part of the next generation. So I already had all my stuff set.
I think that's what's important too. Is like people. A lot of times it's people like players from like your youth because you remember them fondly because you were young, and that's what your brain does. I'm very smart, Eric. All right, so this timer is clicking down. It's gonna be 14. We're locked in. Holy shnikes, the correct answer is 14. We are very smart. We're pretty good at this show. You know what I mean?
Yep. I hope most people know who Don Hudson is. They should.
Yeah, anybody who happens to stumble upon this stream probably does. Karen's got 550 points.
Karen, you need to win. Okay?
What does the G on the Packers helmet stand for? Golden, greatness, Green Bay, gridiron.
Green Bay.
And what do you know about that? Because you probably had. So
what's Green Bay? It's Acme Packing, but it was from Green Bay, and that's what the G is for. They didn't have the G originally. It was Acme Packing when it first. The Indian packaging plant was the original supporter, or if you want to say the sponsor of the Packers, and then it switched to Green Bay, but it was still about packaging, the Indian packaging. So the G is for Green Bay.
Yeah, I forget what year. I was in there. But
I think it was 40, 42, 43. I'm going to ask Alexa that. Alexa, what year did the Packers put the G on their helmet?
From DesignRush.com. In 1980, the Packers introduced a key refinement to their visual identity, a bold yellow outline surrounding the white.
The correct answer is Green Bay.
Yeah,
the correct answer is Green Bay. I know a lot of people talk about that. The G stands for greatness, and that kind of got some traction. That's a fun little thing.
Yep.
But, so Kevin is the winner.
Kevin, you beat Karen. What did Karen have for a score?
It doesn't show right here. I think it was like 550 and on that last one.
Where's Kevin from?
Kevin, he's from Green Bay.
I went to
school with him. Yeah, he's one that made this.
Did? In Green Bay East?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, you were already an adult. How are you? Donnie says, "How are you guys feeling about Packers versus Steelers?" We got some time. Let's turn this thing off, and then we'll talk about some Packers a little bit here. All right, so here we are. So Donnie says, "How are you guys feeling about Packers versus Steelers? Can't wait, especially when we win." Yeah, that's Aaron Rodgers, going to the Steelers. That's gonna a game. I think already a game Packer fans and Steeler fans kind of like. I think that there's some respect there from like fan bases and whatnot. But that's gonna be a hyped up game. Hopefully everyone's healthy, everything's good to go. What are your thoughts on the Pack? I think Packers take the W.
I think I will always predict the Packers W. Here's the deal. It's going to be interesting to see where Rodgers' health is. I'm just going to call it out like that. I think the Packers will remain steadfast and strong throughout the season. And that's not a homer opinion. That's a fact. This team is primed, prepared, and ready to make this run that the national media doesn't want to give a count to right now, but it's coming. And it's coming. If you really think about all the things Green Bay did in the offseason and what they've done, they are ready. They put Golden as that final piece, right? The defense was top 10 last year, and it's going to be top 5 this year at minimum. And they're going to come big. So I see the Packers winning that game against the Steelers by, I would say 35-8.
35-8, huh?
Rodgers will throw a touchdown, and then they'll go for a 2-point. and they'll get it. But outside of that, yeah, that'll be it. They'll probably throw
Yeah.
for 400 yards and not get a touchdown, but outside of that, but yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be a close game, but before we get into that, appreciate you, Karen. Thanks for playing along with us. That was that was fun. But yeah, I think it'll be a close game. Like I think at that point of the season, it depends on where these players, where these teams are, because if they're fighting, which I assume both these teams are going to be fighting for a spot or whatever, that'll add a little bit to it. Like if there's a race, especially the NFC North, how competitive it is this year. Besides the Bears,
It is, and yeah, besides the Bears, but I just don't. If you look at the Steelers right now, they have a lot of contract uses done, and they don't have a lot of depth, so they are like low on depth. And again, every team will occur injuries. Where I really believe Green Bay is set up even for injury situations. I mean, God forbid something happens to Love, but I am very confident with Malik Willis. I think we can win with Malik Willis, and I think we can win consistently with Malik Willis. So at the end of the day, I think Green Bay is set up and primed and ready. The Bears are set up and primed to crash, as they always do, by week 8. But, the real wild card in our division is the Lions. So it'll be really interesting to see how they rebound from losing their 2 coordinators.
So, yeah, I think that's the big thing with the Lions is losing their coordinators. What is up, Rick? How you doing? He says, "Hey, cheers. You miss me? I do. You know what I mean? I was just saying that. No, not really. That'd be weird, wouldn't it?"
I don't know who Rick is. Hi, Rick.
He chimes in quite often.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a trivia for Cheesehead. And also, dude, if you're on the TikTok machine and you're not following me, change that. I'm over there doing some stupid stuff.
Yeah, I got TikTok for the first time yesterday just to follow Matt. That's a fact.
Yeah, there you go. That's people need.
I don't even know what's happening in there yet. I'm just like, what is happening?
Such a weird app. You can just do anything on that app. And then it'll blow up, and then like stuff you work hard at. Like, no, like I don't care about that. Like there's all the videos on there is just like random stuff people record. It'd be like a frog, whatever. I don't know. I like it though. It's fun. Yep. I screw around on there. But yeah. So anything coming up for you there, Mr. Ivan Lars?
I think we have, we're going to have in July, at the end of July 25th, we're going to have the shareholders meeting. I'll have to go there and wait till the end of the meeting to have beer. That'll happen.
Wait till the end of it.
Remember, they always say you got to wait until the end of the meeting to have a beer.
Yeah. Like what? Now I can't. Now I got to skip beers for breakfast. All right, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, this is Green Bay, people.
This being an owner thing is really wearing on me.
Yeah. Remember last year was like hot as an oven. It was incredible.
Yeah. I'll be going this year, and we're gonna do a video too coming up. I want to do where we walk around Lambeau Field and like talk about how it was for you growing up in the 80s, what it looked like there, and how it changed. Maybe we can find some old pictures even on Google of what it looked like there and kind of put it. That'll be on YouTube. So if you're not subscribed to me on YouTube, be sure to do that. That'll be like a longer form video. But I think it'll be cool going back, pull out the old memory bank, load it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For those who don't know, I grew up across the street from Lambeau Field when it really didn't matter. And there was no party houses, and the green shed was in place, and the Lambeau was up on a hill. We actually used to take sleds from the top of Lambeau down to Oneida Street when it snowed, because it was almost like a sledding hill. It was so high up. And anybody could get into a game. There was actually places to sneak into the Lambeau all over the place back then. The green sheds would get pulled up underneath because they were just tin sheds, and you could just pull up the fence and crawl underneath it. It was insane back in the day, but incredible time. So, the 80s and 70s for me the Green Bay was not a very good football team, but I have probably my best memories of that football team from then. I mean, outside of the Super Bowl and those things that were really killer, but there was so many great experiences from the 80s and 70s at Lambeau.
Yeah. So how did it not on a hill anymore? Like, what did they do to change that? Because I've heard people say that about it being on a hill.
They dug the hill down. So Lambeau never moved. They just dug the hill down and flattened the parking lot. So, because it used to go up, like this, and then they cut it straight down. So and then
So
they
did they
built.
build it and then
Yeah,
put a hill, made the
yep,
hill like okay? Because I
yep.
was like saying like that's weird.
So they are on a hill. So they literally built down. They dug out and built Lambeau Field down when they started the remodel back in, 90, what was it, 97, 98, after the Packers won the Super Bowl. That's when that all started, and they shaped it all down and it's gone through multiple transitions, but yeah, we used to take a snowmobile sled from the top of that thing and ride it all the way to Oneida Street and we'd be going so fast by the time you get down there, we go sliding right through the intersection. We didn't care. Sparks flying everywhere. It was like Chevy Chase and that Christmas Vacation. We didn't know, but it was an incredible time for those people who didn't live that. And as I like to say, is funny thing in high school that I would ask people to go to the Packer game with me, and I couldn't get people to go with me. Isn't that
Yeah.
insane? Think about that. Like, come with me to the game, right? They didn't even have to buy, and tickets back then were like $35, $40. Like,
Yeah.
let's go to the Packer game. And they're like, nah. And it was sold out, but it was half empty a lot of times when you go in that stadium back then. So it was crazy.
All right. I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Yeah. That was a special time. Like if you go back and get a time machine, I think it'd be interesting to go back because like I was born in '79, so throughout the '80s I was just just still crap myself for about until I was 12.
79, I think. Well, no, Ezra Johnson was drafted in Ezra Johnson and Mike Butler were drafted in 1977. Trying to remember. Alexa, who was the Packers first round draft pick 1979?
From Wikipedia.org.
Here we go.
1979 draft Eddie Lee Ivory was the
Eddie Lee Ivory.
I should get his jersey.
Out of the state of Georgia. Yep. There you go.
I should get his
Georgia
jersey.
University. And then his
Nice.
first game, he blew his knee out at Soldier Field on that artificial turf back then.
Well, now I don't want to get a jersey anymore. That's bad luck.
But they're ridiculous. That field at Soldier Field was ridiculous. Incredible stadium, stupid field. And now it's even more stupid because it was Soldier Field and it was a great memorial. And now it looks like the Starship Stupid Prize. So
Yeah. I
Only
thought they
leave
were
it
about
to
to get
Chicago.
evicted. Yeah, I thought they were about to get evicted.
they should, and they don't pay the rent. You know they don't.
All right, we're gonna wrap this thing up. I am tired. Woke up from my nap to do this. It was fun though. We're gonna do some more trivia for Cheeseheads. I'm gonna have different people on, and sometimes I'll just be by myself. I like having someone to blame all the wrong answers on though. It's kind of good.
Yeah. I'm always willing to do wrong answers.
We got this comment. Today's guest is a huge upgrade over Jimmy.
Cool.
Jimmy Christensen.
Why would you rip on Jimmy? Jimmy's great.
That's kind of the running joke. Everyone rips on him.
John Brockington.
70s, my favorite player was John Brockington.
I have his autograph right up here on a helmet. It's right here somewhere. There it is. There it is. There it is. It's right up there.
There you
Good
go.
old John. Number 42, and his wife Jackie was our weather lady at Fox 11 at WLUK. She was the weather lady. Little known trivia fact.
That is a little known trivia fact. I did not know that. On this show, we only talk about WBAY though.
Yeah, I know. And they're great. And they treat you very well. And you've done massive things on there. Congratulations to you with your cereal drive. I didn't get the notoriety, but I did go out and buy some Frosted Flakes because that's my favorite. And I hooked him up with some Frosted Flakes. So
yeah, there you go. No, that was cool. People were like texting me like, "Hey, I see you on TV," like because they were running that promo. So I was kind of in a commercial.
Yeah, you were great. I loved it.
Yeah, that was good. It was fun. It's good to do good stuff. You know what I mean?
It's great to help the community. Absolutely.
Yeah. We are gonna wrap this up. Big shout out to Rick. Iowa Joe is he's in here. What do you say? He's talking trash about Jimmy too. Appreciate you, Rick. Appreciate you, Karen. Everyone over here.
Jimmy?
That's the joke. That's the joke.
I gotta work on that. I gotta figure out some beef with Jimmy or something. I gotta figure it out. I like watching Jimmy.
Yeah. You don't have to say nothing crazy. You gotta say something like he looks funny or something.
Yeah, you should have all three, help the both of us on, and we can have a
battle.
Yeah, roast battle. Yep. I will bring my marshmallows.
There you go. All right, we're gonna wrap this thing up. Appreciate everyone who's tuning in. Go Pack Go, and everyone be sure to check out Ivan Lars on Instagram.
6 values, baby. Thank
6
you.
values. There you go.
All right. Yeah,